I'm Officer Destiny Silva. That's DESTINY and I'm an officer with the Public Information Office. On October 5th, during the ACL Festival, officers arrested 3 male suspects for engaging in organized criminal activity and for theft of service. These suspects were selling and reusing ACL wristbands during weekend 1. The suspects are identified as Nathan Daniel Beck, white male, 30 years of age, Cameron Daniel Beck, 24 years of age, white male, and Michael Joseph Martin, 33 years of age, white male. The suspects would provide already used wristbands to people that were looking to purchase wristbands to gain entry into the park. So the suspects would then meet up with these people that were looking to gain entry, provide them with a reused wristband, and then they would ask for payment and collateral in order to obtain that wristband. So they would ask for like a cell phone or an ID or something of value. And then what they would do is they would take these prospective patrons, they would walk them through the festival gates with the reused wristband, and then once inside the festival gates, they would take the reused wristband back, give them back their collateral, and then exit and the festival, and then they would go and try and sell these reused wristbands again. In total, these wristbands were reused 104 times. Our officers were able to work with C3 ACL and determine the actual price point for these types of entries, and in total, C3 should have been provided $10,920. So these suspects continued the scheme over and over several times to allow unauthorized entry into the ACL festival. The officers did also confirm with C3 and ACL that these suspects did not have permission to allow people into the festival in this manner. So these suspects, Martin, Cameron, and Nathan, all acted in cooperation to receive compensation for their own benefit and assisted people in avoiding proper payment into the festival and continued this scheme over and over to commit theft of service. So we want to remind people, if you are going to ACL festivals, just safety reminder, do not purchase wristbands from anybody that you don't know or any unidentified source. ACL and C3, they do a really good job of providing with festival goers with information. They state on their website and on their app that all wristbands need to be purchased through front gate. If they are not purchased through there, they are considered counterfeit and are invalid. So please, please make sure that you purchase your wristband the safe way. Any questions?
The people who bought the wristbands, who paid them to use wristbands, did they commit a crime here? And if so, how difficult would it be to catch them?
So at this point, we are only charging the 3 individuals who collaboratively worked together to commit theft. Again, we can't rule anything out, but no one else is being charged at this time for our participation in this. But we want to remind people that regardless if you were to get charged with a crime or not, at very least you could be spending your money and end up getting denied entry. So we just want to make sure that everybody's safe and has a good time. So just make sure that you do your research before you go and that you properly obtain a wristband so you don't run into any problems.
In reading the court documents, it seemed like these 3 were pretty bold, and that boldness is what caught the attention of the undercover officers.
Sure, any time that we have some kind of unlawful entry, I mean, it was used 104 times, those things are going to kind of stand out. And like we've said before, we have things, or we have officers' presence, we have people that you see and people that you don't see. And we are mindful that these activities occur, especially during festival time.
But it was how they were being advertised that caught y'all's attention?
Officers did have information regarding a Craigslist for purchase of wristbands. So keep in mind, any type of ad, whether it be social media or really unidentified sources, don't purchase your wristband through that.
Are you worried that this might carry on into week 2 of ACL, or what kind of steps are being taken to ensure that it doesn't?
So with anything else that occurs at ACL Festival, of course, we obtain as much information as possible and we use that for future reference. So we will have, again, heavy officer presence. People in the crowd that you will see officers there. There will be things, again, that you don't see. And our main goal is to ensure everyone's safety and that they have a great time during the ACL.
The money that these suspects made, are they going to have to pay that money back all back to C3?
That's a civil issue, and whether it goes further or not is up to the courts. But at this time, this is what they've been charged with, and this is obviously the affidavit that was filed in the courts.
Last question.
Is there a real risk to the public in any way when this type of scheme happens?
So the main thing that we want to keep in mind from, they sell a certain amount of tickets. And again, this is more fire marshal and city code, but we want to make sure that the crowds don't grow too big. So from a public safety perspective, for us, we really want to be mindful of unauthorized entry or people committing crimes, because overall it affects everyone's safety.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.